I'm joined here with the Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Bill Heidenreich. So, Dr. Heidenreich, first of all, thank you for joining us. And I want to know, how are you doing?
I'm doing best I can, just like everyone else. Um, I'm coming to work every day, spending a lot of time with my family. We recently decided to foster a dog, and that's keeping us busy at home. So I guess I'm doing the best I can.
So, how would you say the Valley Stream Central High School District is handling this entire situation?
I'm very proud of the work of our students, our teachers, our school leaders, our parents. I think everyone understands that we are in a different world, and I think everyone is doing their best to go forward with their education in a different way.
And what was your reaction when the governor announced that all school buildings would be closed for the rest of the academic school year? What did you think about that?
I can't say that I was surprised by it. I certainly expected it, but there was some sadness to the finality of it. Um, I've been going to school since I'm 5 years old. I never stopped, and it was just something that I expected, and it just added finality. Even though the governor says our schools were closed for the rest of the year, our schools are still open for learning.
Um, has the job of superintendent changed as a result of the school buildings being closed?
100%. What I find, there's no beginning or end to the day. I lose track of time. I start, working sometimes 8, 9 in the morning. I look at the clock, it's 1 in the afternoon. The way in which I communicate to the leadership team is entirely different. Every Monday, we do a Zoom cabinet, and it's definitely harder when you can't physically connect with people. Things that used to take 5 minutes to do could sometimes take a half an hour or an hour, but we get things done and we're moving forward.
Where are we with making a plan for reopening our school buildings?
So that's not really going to be up to individual schools, as far as I understand. That's going to be a decision perhaps made by the governor in consultation with the Center for Disease Control and other medical professionals. There's a lot of open, questions right now. For example, we're reviewing whether or not we could have a summer school, and we're really not sure what conditions will be in place in the fall. So it's a little bit premature to have that conversation about a reopening at this point in time.
Yeah, definitely. And how normal, if you will, would you consider things to be like once we, reopen and everything?
That's a great question. I can't even speculate. I've seen a number of models that people have discussed. I've looked into them, and I have a lot of questions about how that would work in public education.
Right. And how would the community, or how should they, prepare for a reopening of the schools? And obviously, right now, there's not much to do. What should they do right now?
Sure. So to prepare to return, I think that once the governor, made that, oh, not the governor, but the Board of Regents canceled the Regents exams, it kind of shifted the focus on learning, where students and teachers should be preparing to learn the material that they know to be successful when our schools reopen. And part of one of the biggest concerns I have right now is not so much the academics, but the social and emotional component to being in isolation. I was talking with a teacher earlier this week, and she shared that she has her office hours or her extra help every Wednesday from 2 to 3. And one day, like 25 or 30 kids showed up, and she's like, "Well, what do you guys need extra help with?" And every student said, "We don't. We just wanted to see you, and we wanted to see each other." And when the session ended, after the allotted time, the kids were like, "Can we just stay here? We just want to hang out," because people are looking for things to do, and that's definitely helpful. So I would encourage everyone to get online, to see your classes, to see your teachers, and to connect. This is great for me.
I want to piggyback off of what you said about online learning. Is there some sort of plan if we need to, say, start with the beginning of next school year, go into that? Like, is there a plan for that?
Yeah, that's something that I've considered, and I think that we had to pivot so quickly this year that we would have a better chance to organize and plan for it, and it would definitely look a little bit different. Because what I'm finding is that things that maybe teachers or students weren't comfortable with in week 1 or 2 are now becoming routine. So we start to see more people pushing the envelope, and I would encourage everyone to continue to do their best and to interact and connect more with each other for the remainder of the school year.
And turning to now athletics, being an athlete myself, I'm pretty concerned about the fall season. And as we already heard, the spring sports season is canceled now. So is there a plan for that as well? I know there's so many things going on, but athletics, everyone, is so worried about the fall season, especially our athletes. What do you have to say to that?
When I was in high school and in college, I played soccer. I was on the track team. I continued to run in my adult life. Our athletic director, Scott Stuber, is updating me on the events of Section 8, and that's the governing body. And there are serious concerns because if there are social distancing guidelines in place, how do you social distance and play a contact sport? So that's something that is on everyone's mind. Sports are a great outlet, for everyone. One of the highlights of last year for me, I made the trip upstate to see the South girls varsity soccer team win the state championship. So I know how important sports are to everyone, but we need to make decisions in the interests of the health and safety of everyone.
I agree. And finally, are there any messages that you may have to the South community?
Just hang in there, do your best. We're going to get through this. Be kind to each other, and all the best to you and your families.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. We really, really appreciate it.
Thank you. This is really the highlight of my day.